Hey guys. All right. So we are creating a lot of virtual activities for our students. And because we are creating lots of activities virtually, we're going to have to make these activities look nice and clean and visually pleasing. And so one of those things that I like to do is format a lot of images at the same time so that they are equally distanced, that they are lined up, um, just so that it gives it a nice clean look. It looks very professional. So this is a virtual attendance activity that I created for me and my teaching partner. And the way that I created it is I have these flexible seating options in my classroom. And so I just took a picture of the flexible seating options that I have in my classroom. And I'm just going to kind of put them over across the top, and notice how I'm not really being very particular with, you know, where to put them. I'm not necessarily getting them even or centered or anything like that. And the reason being is because I want you to see what happens when I snap all of these images into place so that they are evenly spaced and that they are lined up at the top. So now that I have my pictures here, I'm actually going to click and I'm going to select all of them by dragging my mouse across all of them and letting go. It's kind of like a rubber band effect. It just kind of snaps them together. And then you're going to right click. And the first thing I want to do is distribute them horizontally. And this is going to evenly space them apart. So there's now that they're evenly spaced, I can now line them up so that they are even with each other. So you see that this one is up on, a little bit higher, this one's lower, and I want to fix that. So we're going to go ahead and right click again because they're all selected, and we're going to align them vertically at the top and watch how they all snap together at the very top. They're all evenly lined up. The last thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that they are in the center of my page. So we would go center to page and horizontally, and they snap perfectly in the middle. Now, because they are still all selected, I can use my arrows and move them down. You can also do this with your mouse, but you can place them where you want. If you wanted them in the very middle of your page, you could do that. You can center it on the page vertically, and they would go directly in the middle. I don't really want that because I'm going to be putting some boxes underneath. So I'm just going to leave mine right here. The next part that I would do is I have these little colorful boxes, and these boxes are going to represent the number of seats that I have for each flexible seating option. So I have 4 crate seats in my classroom. So I would bring these 4 different colors over just to show the students that you have 4 options. And once all of those options are taken, you have to pick a different seat. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select all 4 of these colors, and I'm going to right click, and I want to, this time, I want to align them horizontally to the center. And so it puts them all in the center together. And now notice how it's not quite centered with this picture. So I can still go ahead and grab this picture with it, and I can align it horizontally to the center again, and they're both going to snap together. So it is perfectly lined up with my picture here. I'm noticing that this one's a little bit higher or has more space between it. So again, you can grab these and you can distribute them vertically, and it's going to make them equally distant from each other. And then I would just do the same thing for all the other seating options to complete my attendance drag and drop. So the students would come in, these numbers would be spread out. And so if I was number 19 and I wanted to sit on a crate seat, I could bring it over and drop it in, and my students would notice that that seat is now taken. I hope that's helpful. Bye now.